I know that I said that if people wanted to buy anything that they could message me. I'm just gonna let you know ahead of time. This is end of the video Steph talking that I yeet a lot of things in this video.
It could change the world.
Hi, this is me not giving a fuck anymore. I'm getting rid of so many books. I've gotten to that point where I look at my bookshelves and I go, ew, why do I still have that? So this is going to be the biggest purge that I've ever done. I need to make space for my birthday that's coming up in like a month, and that is my biggest book shopping day of the year. Who needs junk on their shelf when I can be starting 2025 with some class? I've decided to get rid of everything that is just like, why are you here? I don't understand. You didn't bring me joy. I've been meaning to get rid of you for a long time. I haven't read some of this in literal years, right? So some of them I am donating, I'm getting rid of by donating to my free little library, which is my #1 way of donating books. Others I'm going to be donating to my school, and then some other ones, I don't know, I might sell online. So if anyone is interested in buying one of these, hit me up within a week of this video going up before it finds a new home. Let's just start with stuff that, like, why, Steph? Why do you still have this? The fact that this is still on my shelves, I'm pretty sure I've unhauled this like 2 or 3 times already. How do you keep ending up back in my house? It's going. Goodbye. You'll never see it again. I got rid of the first one of these like a while ago. This is, what is this? This is number 2 and number 3 of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I unhauled it, and I guess in a fit of ADHD, forgot to actually unhaul the rest of the series, because what am I going to do without the first one? I don't want it anymore. So this can go. On top of that, I also have the graphic novels for that series, which I bought a while ago. This was more of a collector's thing. I don't see myself rereading these, but I could see someone else enjoying them. I mean, the cover art is pretty cool, and they're hardcover. I might try to sell them in Pango Books, but I feel like somebody else can get a better use out of this than me. I read this a long time ago and realized that it's no longer effective. I did put tabs in here, but I didn't annotate anything. This was one of the first books that I reviewed when I started BookTube, like over 4 years ago. We're going on 5 years now. What? That's crazy. At the time, I thought that this was revolutionary, but also at the time I was learning in what it means to be a leader. I was growing in my capacity to be a leader. And so now, having some experience under my belt, a couple years of leadership experience under my belt, I'm realizing that this, for where I am now, is actually not that effective. So I would consider this like a crash course into effective leadership. With that being said, it does not address systemic issues in leadership. It does not address HR issues. It does not address prejudice in the workplace. It's literally just like, here are some logical situations that you might find yourself in, and here's how you can guide somebody by framing it as what would you do to one of your kids, or thinking about the hierarchy of employee to employer and that kind of stuff. So I mean, while I do feel that this is helpful for somebody, I am no longer that somebody. So goodbye. I'm never gonna read this. Why do I still have it? It's been on my shelf for maybe 10 years. I don't even know. I am at that point in my life where Stephen King used to be one of my favorite authors and no longer is one of my favorite horror authors. I'm just going to leave Stephen King in the nostalgia pile, with The Dark Tower being one of my old-time favorite fantasy series. Though it does have problems, I can admit that something can have problems and I can still enjoy it. But that's why it's going to stay in nostalgia, and I'm probably not going to read it again. So, not reading this. Goodbye. Also, never reading this again. My dog a couple of years ago bit the cover off. Who needs it? Oh man. So, here's the thing. Once again, when I started BookTube, I was into Cormac McCarthy. Recently, started reading an article. I need to go back and actually finish that article. But supposedly there was a woman who came out allegedly saying that 50 years ago she was in a relationship with him when she was a teenager. Sus behavior. You know, well, I had no interest in actually reading that. or reading this. Also, ugh, God, these are heavy. One thing that I've learned in the past year of reading books is bigger does not mean better. But did 19-year-old Steph know that? No, she thought that longer books meant that you had more space to make more things happen and be more fleshed out. And she was like, it's a published thing. This has some validity to it, doesn't it? And now I know better. Now I know that is not the case. Bigger does not mean better. Say it with your chest or don't say it at all. It's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm never going to reread this. This was like my favorite book as a teenager. And I say that because, one, the bar was slow. I was learning a lot of things about what it means to be a critical reader and also learning my taste. But this was a duology that got me back into reading. Maybe the only reason that I actually enjoyed it was because of the setting and that I would be in the future into medieval times as a backdrop for D&D. But this is... this wasn't it. It's got a lot of shock value that we do not condone. I feel like most of this video is just me calling out my reading taste from like 10 to 15 years ago for enjoying problematic content because, one, that's what was majoritively accessible because I wasn't getting diverse reads pushed to me in my bookstores or in my community because I didn't know better and the people around me didn't know any better. So is this me calling myself out or is this me actually demonstrating growth? I don't know. What else is there here? Oh, this! I'm never gonna read this. I'm gonna be so real with you. I feel like half the internet loves this and the other half can't stand it, but the part that I'm going to trust is the certain booktubers who I think have similar critical values that align with mine and have said that this is just not enjoyable. And if that's the case, that's okay. I don't need to find out. I'm just gonna let someone else love this. It is in pristine condition because I've never even opened it up. I donated the rest of this to the school and I'm probably gonna give this to them as well, but it's Jay Kristoff. I really like Nick Cutter's style of horror writing. I read this recently. Okay, this goes into the pile of I enjoyed it even though it was problematic, and I know that it's problematic, and I am not going to sit here and recommend it to you because of the fact that it's problematic, okay? What I liked about this and why I gave it 3.75 stars is literally the flavor of horror. It is liminal, it is cosmic. We are watching a man spiral into feeding into toxic masculinity and it literally destroying him as a person. Because doesn't it always? What the author tried to do here, I get it, I see it. The whole idea of like, well, if it's about evil manifesting as toxic masculinity and we have a female character that's the hero at the end, her choosing to say screw it all and stick the middle finger at the world is her getting a sense of agency. And it's like, no. I see what you tried to do there, but also if you would have talked to a woman about it, she probably would have told you that that's not a good look, because she probably isn't gonna sit there and be like, why are you putting all the onus on a woman to save the world? Like, let him do some of the heavy lifting, and also like, the decisions that she makes in the end actually kind of makes everything worse, so not a good look. Just sad about that. I'm just going to say, Nick Cutter, love you to pieces, but please don't do social commentary. You tried to do a good thing and you just messed it up because at the end of the day, you're still a white man. Next, Patrick Ness, A Monster Calls. I still really love this, okay, but my bestie is actually sending me a signed copy for my collection, so I don't need a second one. I'm actually going to end up donating to this to school, so that's going to be a good thing. Again, never gonna reread it. What I've learned about myself recently is that when it comes to nonfiction, which I love my nonfiction as audio. So I can just borrow this from my library. Also, it's super thick and it's science heavy, and reading that with my eyeballs sounds like pain, so I'm just gonna listen to it at some point. Another thing that I bought because it was $3. I'm not gonna read this. Audio. Goodbye. Also was problematic because in the end, I don't remember. Maybe it was this one or it was Bag of Bones. Either way, problematic. Stephen King, shame on you. But again, it was of the times. Not an excuse. I hope you're doing better now. This one. Steph loved it at the age of 18 or 19 when I read this because, again, it was in my phase of reading big books gets me back into reading. However, it's a hot fucking mess. So, goodbye. Manga. So some of these are going to school, Some of these are being donated. Some of them are going to go in storage because my nostalgia just can't let them go. Rizzlemine, I'm pretty sure this is going to school. These are really old. I need to make space on my manga shelf because I'm being a good noodle and investing in series that I like and that I actually want to read, so that the stuff that's sitting on my shelf isn't just sitting there for 10 years collecting dust, looking like a time capsule. So Rizzlemine, goodbye. You're going to notice a trend with the dates on these things. Tokyo Boys and Girls definitely probably have some problematic aspects of what a teenage relationship is, so we're just going to not. Kamichama Corinne is going to go to school. Look how cute she is, though. I'm pretty sure I got like a couple of these. Where's the second one? Got the second one. Gonna donate that to school. Don't ask me what they're about. I don't remember. Sayuki is gonna go into storage because Sayuki has a very special place in my heart, though I don't think that if I watched it right now, it would be up to snuff. Oh, Descendants of Darkness. This is not going to go to school. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit mature for the times. I also don't trust this older teens rating from like, what, 2005, 2008? Times have changed. I don't know that it's necessarily going to pass the vibe check. Angels? What? I don't even remember this. I'm going to donate that unless somebody wants to buy it. Trinity Blood, I'm probably going to end up keeping, but if someone's interested in that, let me know. X Day, don't remember what this was about, but all I remember was that it made me depressed, so it's not going to school. Wolf's Rain, I'm going to donate. If somebody wants to buy this, let me know. Volume 1. Pita 10, oh my god, so cute. This one is probably also going to go to school because it was super cute. And Dean Angel, which is volume 4, which probably means that if I donate it to the kids, that it's probably going to need volumes 1 to 3 anyway. But I'm pretty sure this one was appropriate and just super sweet. Oh, there it is. Kamichama Corinne, another one. This one's kind of etchy. I'm not a stan for all of their work, just like certain ones like Card Captors and like that kind of classic stuff. So this is going to go into storage. This is pretty fun. So there was a point, okay, in the early 2000s when you would go to like FYE or a comic shop, they would give you, if you made a purchase, they would give out these sneak peek volumes. Let's look what was in the winter 2003 Tokyo Pop sneak peeks. What do we have in here? Oh, so it's like one chapter of the mangas that they're going to be putting out. We have Shutterbox, World of Hearts, I don't even remember. Fooly Cooly, okay, yes. Clamp, School Defense, Shirahime Syo, Planets, which is one of my all-time favorite manga, and Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, which probably tells me that I bought this when this was coming out. I got that for that. Zodiac PI, super cute. It's probably going to go into the school library. It's like a magic girl manga around zodiacs. 7 and up, super cute. Another sneak peek. Oh my gosh, can you tell that my favorite anime of all time is on here? It's a sneak peek back when Banana Fish was coming out and Evangelion was coming out. Oh my gosh, Hot Gimmick is on there, Hanakimi is on there. Definitely of the times. I don't even remember this. Don't even think that I have volume 1. But if someone wants it, let me know. And then Diablo. There was like a thing in the early 2010s where manga tended to be like devils and demons and vampires and religious iconography, and it really is screaming 2005. October 2004. I'm also getting rid of this. It's a facehugger toy from Alien. I love Alien. I'm a big fan. But I don't want a facehugger. I want a xenomorph. So goodbye, little friend. Anyway, those are all the things that I'm getting rid of. My couch in my living room is now a mess. If you want to support my channel, I have a Patreon and a coffee page down below linked, and a Discord where I have the Sci-Fi Book Club. I post videos whenever I feel like it. Thanks for watching. Bye!
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka worked the factory.